Changes could be coming to your HOA, and that could impact a lot of people. There are an estimated 14,000 HOAs all across North Carolina.
Now there's a push in Raleigh to change both the power it has over you and to create who has power over them. News 13's Andrew James takes a look at the proposal.
There are several pieces of legislation focused on HOA powers and calls for oversight that have been filed in the General Assembly. One lawmaker tells me this is about leveling the playing field for homeowners.
Basically, homeowners will lose their properties for only a few $100s of HOA dues.
It's concerns like that leading to several homeowners association focused bills filed in the North Carolina General Assembly.
Currently, there is no oversight. They act as if they're local government in a way that there's just no agency to provide any oversight whatsoever.
One bill would bring HOAs under the oversight of the Attorney General's office. Another bill would get rid of HOA foreclosures.
Legislators from both sides of the aisle have heard complaints and concerns from our citizens that there are some bad actors, not most HOAs. Most HOAs are doing a wonderful job helping our residents.
Democratic Representative Yalu of Wake County is one of the primary sponsors for House Bill 542. It would require a minimum delinquent assessment of $2,500 or 1 year of HOA dues before an HOA can put a lien on a home.
We are really not trying to take away HOA's ability to collect the dues that are owed to them. We are really trying to protect homeowners, to give them as much notice as possible before they face the consequence of HOA foreclosures.
She tells me the bill has bipartisan support with her co-sponsors on the Republican side of the aisle. She appreciates the work of homeowners associations, but believes homeowners need more support.
We are really hopeful for the chance for the bill to be passed this session.
And if you'd like to read the full proposed legislation, we'll have a link to that included in this story at WLOS.com.
He can't be here any longer. He has to go somewhere else.
New tonight, police say a Haywood County man found dead under a bridge a week ago died of hypothermia.
We are learning more about this man, Michael Rowland, who struggled with alcohol. We are told he admitted himself to the hospital to try and get help just days before he died.
News 13's Kimberly King has more from Waynesville.
Today would have been Michael's 49th birthday. Investigators say they found his body partially in the water in this creek, but just hours earlier, his sister says he had called her to give her a heads up that a counselor was going to call her. He never made it.
Hey, Bev, this is Mike. I was going to see if you could answer the phone if someone calls today. He's from Austin Center. They're going to accept me into rehab.
I had an awesome, wonderful bond with my brother, and I'm just heartbroken that he's gone.
Michael Rowland's relatives say he was kind and loving.
He was trying to get help for his alcoholism. He worked and he paid rent. He had a place at Maggie Valley.
The day he died, families say he was trying to get in the Balsam Center after seeking treatment at Haywood Regional, who was discharging him.
He wasn't ready to come out.
Just hours later, family learned he died.
He had a knot and a bruise on the front of his head and down the side of his face.
Relatives wonder if there was foul play, but the medical examiner said he didn't have blunt force trauma.
The abrasion wasn't deep enough for that to be a concern. Mr. Rowland, as we understand, was released from the local hospital, was going to be accepted into a treatment facility. It appears at some point in time he has stopped and bought some alcohol.
Police say they found empty bottles at the scene.
The transition from the hospital to the mental health and substance abuse facility was a little too long. He had a little bit too idle time. And we would like to see that timeline change. And as much as we would love to have a magic wand to wave to give them some help, sometimes it's not an option. Or these facilities are full. We would love to have more beds, more opportunities for people to get the help that they need.
Michael's family may never get answers as to exactly what led to his death, but if anyone has any information, they are asking them to please call Detective Howell at the Waynesville Police Department.
New at 6, Western North Carolina has hosted a significant number of movie shoots in the past. But what about now?
As News 13's Charles Perez shows us, there are several projects that have rolled cameras through here since the first of the year.
Western North Carolina is a great place to live, but it also turns out it's a great place to make movies. From Diane Keaton to Kathy Bates, big movies with big stars are back in Western North Carolina.
We're on a steady path to being back up in one of the top locations within Southeast U.S., definitely.
In Henderson County, production is underway on Summer Camp, the Diane Keaton, Kathy Bates, Alfre Woodard film being shot at Camp Pinnacle in Hendersonville. The movie follows Hallmark's A Biltmore Christmas that shot in and around the landmark estate during the winter. In both cases, there's a reason why Western North Carolina.
Projects that we've been able to successfully recruit to Western North Carolina in particular have been very location heavy.
Past projects like Last of the Mohicans and The Hunger Games were set in a backdrop unique to our backyard.
Those forests, those waterfalls, rolling hills, even mountains, those are the types of locations that other parts of our state can offer.
While other times, productions like 2017's 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri with Woody Harrelson chose the state in part for the competitive 25% rebate offered to companies that film here. In spite of COVID, 2021 saw the biggest year for North Carolina since the early 2000s, with over $416 million spent in the state by film productions. Last year saw a reduction to $258 million, and this year is on track to cross the $300 million mark. And that movie Summer Camp, being shot on location right now in Western North Carolina, will likely be released in summer 2024.